The call to return to parliamentary system of government in Nigeria is the cause of socio-economic problems in the country. Over the years, the imperfections of the presidential system of government have become glaring to all, despite several alterations to the constitution to address the shortcomings of a system that has denied the nation the opportunity to attain its full potential. Galaxy News correspondent Lebby Joseph has more in this report. A group of lawmakers that introduced a constitutional alteration bill on the floor of the House, making a move to end the current presidential system and revert to the parliamentary system previously used in Nigeria's First Republic, did so because of the progress recorded during the First Republic compared to the current socio-economic malady ravaging the country.
A return to a parliamentary system of government is not in any form a restructuring arrangement. If at best is a change of a system of government which we have practiced in the past, and for reasons that are obvious, we moved to the presidential system of government. The presidential system of government has its own advantages and disadvantages, just like the parliamentary system of government. To be calling for a return to a parliamentary system of government at this time, when there are other pressing issues affecting Nigerians, challenging their daily existence, insecurity everywhere, that should be the main business of the National Assembly, I think is diversionary.
It's a legitimate call, and also because it has been it's a call at the behest of present members of the National Assembly. And you imagine that you have about 60 of them. That's a very huge number. And the legislative work is about lobbying. If they are able to lobby their colleagues successfully, then it will be a success at the end of the day.
Some of the imperfections associated with the way presidential government system is run in Nigeria are the high cost of governance, leaving fewer resources for crucial areas like infrastructure, education and healthcare, and consequently hindering the nation's development progress, and the excessive powers vested in the members of the executive.
To the presidential, what is currently wrong with the current arrangement is that we have a group of political elites who are not only greedy but insensitive, such that the cost of running, the government has become so humongous and about the highest the world over. So if we are really talking about restructuring, what we need to be talking about is how to return representation to a part-time business. Most of the legislatures, they don't go to the National Assembly. You see the seats empty, and yet the allowances are skyrocketing.
Parliamentary system whereby almost everything you do, you are still doing it as a member. As a member of the National Assembly, as a prime minister, as a leader. So in that wise, it is cheaper, it is less cumbersome, it is less rigorous, and it shows some form of accountability. The president accounts to nobody in practical sense, as we have it now. But if it were to be if he were to be a member of the legislative arm, questions will be asked. They will tell him what they want and what they don't want, and it's easier to reign on the president, on the prime minister rather, than the National Assembly. It's going to be too difficult for the present National Assembly as constituted to reign on the president. Though there are checks and balances, but it is not as in the parliamentary system. So
to fix the anomalies in government and place Nigeria on the much desired progressional stride, there is need to redirect and reposition the way governance is run, be it presidential or parliamentary.
There is a need for a fresh orientation. There is a need for us to ask ourselves, why are we where we are? What can we do to turn things around? You see, sometimes ago somebody was asking me, oh, how do we go out of this problem? I said, to go out of our economic problem, then we must be a provider of what we need. Otherwise, we are getting nowhere. We have a country that you can't boast of any viable company. Ajakuta Steel is gone. Alaja Steel is gone. Oshoboroni Mill is gone. You cannot think of any. If you have Dangote increasing the price of cement day in, day out, they assuming the government produces, then we won't be where we are.
But if you go to an assembly and they are mopping up millions of naira every month, how would the society grow? And you are borrowing money to do that. So those are the issues with our societies. Not whether it's presidential. These are mere nomenclatures, you know, for people whose society have reached a stage where they can afford to practice any kind of system. What we need in Nigeria is a developmental state, you know, whose interest is in the welfare of the people and not in the pocket of a few kleptocratic, you know, political elites who are parasitic, you know, in their approach and their attitude to governance and the entire people of the country.